G'day, my name is Felix and welcome to my little corner of the back rooms. Today we're checking out more Dreambound. Let's get into it. The door suddenly rattled and opened. Noah put his sandwich down and turned, just in time to see someone walk toward him. Is it August? The boy from earlier. It is August. August. He sat at his desk quietly, minding his own business. Kaine looked toward him, then back to Noah, motioning for him to speak. You okay? Oh, just a little tired. I thought I could probably hide in here for a little bit. My name's Noah, which I guess you kinda knew already, and this is Kaine. You wanna eat lunch with us? Is it really okay? Of course, the more the merrier. Oh, look at them, dude. August turned his chair around with that same bright smile. You get dragged around everywhere by the girls? I think they showed me every inch of the school, which I'm happy about, don't get me wrong, just a little exhausted. I liked your introduction, by the way. What a stupid thing to say. God, I'm so lame. Ah, really? He laughed a little before looking down. I was a little nervous, honestly. It's hard coming in front of new people and talking about yourself. I'm not really that interesting, so I always have to build myself up to do that. You certainly broke the ice. You're gonna fit in well around here, I can tell. Thank you, I really hope so. His voice was gentle and calming. He had an air around him of brightness. I'm gonna go buy a drink. You two want anything? Just the usual. Do you want me to come? Nah, you can wait here. August? Oh, then can I just have the usual too? What? You don't even know what the usual is, buddy. Noah could feel that gentle smile directed at him all throughout his body. Got it. Just the two of us. Kaine left the room and it was suddenly silent. Noah tapped his fingers uncharacteristically, wondering what he should say. What he could say to fill the silence between them. Psst. What's the usual, by the way? Just a cola. Phew, I wanted to sound cool, but if it was coffee, I would have made an embarrassment of myself. Yeah. Noah's fingers tapped against a book that sat in front of him and he searched for something to talk about. School? Too boring. Where he lived before here? Bet everyone's already asked him that. What's that? August pointed toward the book under Noah's fingers, his eyes filled with wonder. Oh, it's just something stupid. Don't worry about it. Now I'm really interested. Can I see? You really want to see? If it's okay with you. It's a little embarrassing. That's okay. I think everyone gets embarrassed about the things they make sometimes, because it means so much to you. Feeling shy about his work, he handed the sketch pad over to him. Inside was a plethora of drawings, sketches and scribbles of anything and everything that had caught Noah's attention at one point or another. For once, he was glad he hadn't drawn anything today, lest August find a drawing of himself. Yeah, then it would be like, the knee-deep demo. You drew all of these? Yeah, sorry, I said it was stupid. These are amazing! They're so beautiful. No, they're just... You have so much talent. His eyes were filled with so much wonder that Noah couldn't help but respond in earnest. I actually want to become an artist. I know it sounds dumb, but... Amazing. You're really amazing. You'll be a fantastic artist, I can tell. Oh, this is so cute, dude. Have you ever tried painting? Oh, I haven't. I can hide these sketchbooks at home, but I think my family might notice if I brought in an easel. Why would that matter? They don't really like me doing art. His pout. Well, I think you'd be really good at painting. Your drawings are so beautiful. I'm really bad at painting though, and drawing. And pretty much anything else art related. Maybe we could try it together? Noah blurted out the first thing that came into his head before instantly regretting it. However, he responded in earnest. That sounds really fun. I'll take you up on that offer. Noah found himself struggling to reply to that sincerity, unused to anyone being interested. Here he's back. The door opened again and Kaine stepped in, His eyes wandered from August's warm smile to the tinge of red on Noah's cheeks before he frowned. Pushing that to the side, he smiled again and sat the drinks down on Noah's desk. Is this going to be a love triangle situation? That would be very awkward. Got them. Enjoy. Thank you. I'll pay for them next time, I promise. It's no problem, don't worry. We can just force Noah to pay anyway. Hey! So you just moved here, right? Whereabouts is your house? Not far from here. I think it's, Fielding Avenue. I'm still wrapping my head around the street names. Both Noah and Kaine looked to each other, blinking in surprise. Why, is it their street? Number 42? How'd you know? That's the place next door to me. No freaking way, dude. This is reminding me of this anime I watched. Oh my god, what was it? It was a surfing anime. I cannot remember what it's called though. The people living there did move out a few weeks ago. I had no clue. I guess we're neighbors both at school and home then. Maybe we could walk home together. I mean, if you're not busy. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's probably the safer option too. I get lost otherwise. My dad always told me if you dropped someone in the middle of the woods with a broken compass and half a map, they'd still have a better time finding their way out of there than I would. Dude, relatable. I'm terrible with directions. Even if I'm watching Google Maps, I still get lost. The bell rang again, signaling the end of lunch. August shuffled back to his desk while Kaine gathered his things. Oh. Next to him, August dug through his pile of books before frowning. I think I left my math textbook at home. Mr. Floyd laughed, waving his hand in a carefree manner. You can share with Noah for today. Try to remember for next time. Yes, sir. August carefully dragged his table and chair closer to Noah until the two were sitting shoulder to shoulder. Alright everyone, open your textbooks to page... Oh god, why did I leave it here last time? Is it number 69? Go on, say it, Mr. Floyd. Open your textbooks to page 69 and we'll resume our previous lesson on trigonometry. Some kids in the class snickered and giggled. Usually, Noah would at least glance toward Kaine with a smirk, but this time he was completely frozen in place. August leaned his head close to Noah, his blonde hair hanging down in front of his glasses. He carefully pushed the loose strands behind his ear as he read the textbook carefully. Mr. Floyd's voice faded into the distance as Noah's concentration on triangles wavered. He only snapped back to reality when August mumbled something under his breath. Math might be the death of me. You don't know how to do this? Don't laugh, but I usually only just manage to pass my math tests. I promise I'm better at my other subjects. Do you want to work together on these then? Noah tapped the problem in the textbook with the end of his pencil. Really? Thanks, Noah. Noah. Somehow the name sounded just right, rolling off his tongue. Okay, this is definitely a crush. I was wondering if I was reading too much into it, but this is definitely crush territory. Noah swallowed hard, then finally pulled his eyes away from the blonde boy. I need to concentrate. So, if we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse... August stared down in his workbook where he'd copied down the problem and had begun working on them. Then, Noah reached over, wanting to write something beside August's neat handwriting. Noah barely stopped himself from pulling back as their hands brushed against each other. Oh, well that makes much more sense than the way I was taught. Thank you, Noah. I think I get it now. No problem. Noah pulled his hand back awkwardly, fidgeting with his pencil. The rest of the day was much like the beginning, a complete and utter blur. For some reason, Noah couldn't get that smile out of his head. Yet at the same time, the thought of it made him nervous. What's wrong with me now? As the clock ticked down, second by second until the bell would ring, to signal they could go home, the butterflies in Noah's stomach took flight. He tapped his pencil against his desk nervously with a frown. This is stupid. It's not like me to be nervous about anything. He's just another guy anyway. It's not like I'm walking home with a girl. That doesn't matter, babes. Beside him, August didn't take any note of Noah's actions. Unlike him, August had actually been working through the tasks. Is there anything you want to say, or are you just tapping your pencil repeatedly for fun, Noah? Mr. Floyd's voice was light-hearted, and Noah knew instantly he was just joking around, yet his face still went a deep shade of red. No, nothing, Mr. Floyd. When the bell finally sounded for the class to end, August was instantly surrounded by people. He struggled between them to move his desk back to where it came from. Kaine found his way back over to Noah's desk with a laugh, glancing at the huge crowd. Kinda looked like he'd be the shy and quiet type. Sorry, just making up words now. I need to clean my glasses. 1 second. He kinda looked like he'd be shy and quiet, but he seems fine. Even when he's surrounded by people, huh? In the center of that gathering, August smiled and chatted away as if it were only natural. Yeah. So why don't we walk around in the city? I can show you around. Oh, actually, I need to go home and unpack. Next time. Then how about we walk home together? Thank you, but I'm actually walking home with Noah. Turns out we're neighbors. Oh, I'm so jealous. You don't want to spend too much time around him anyway. You're way too nice for him. Hey, what does that mean? It's kinda a jerk. What the hell? Noah froze at the comment. It's true that he wasn't particularly close to his other classmates, but he had no reason to become friends with them all. He had Kaine. Thanks for the compliment, but I think he's probably nicer than I am. Also, I don't think it's nice to talk about people behind their backs. Anyway, I need to go. Thank you for showing me around earlier. He's got your back. Don't worry about it. August got you. August waved him off before joining Kaine by Noah's desk. Shall we leave then? Do you live nearby as well? Just across the road, actually. Amazing! This is like fate meeting you two. Yeah, right. Fate. Noah stood from his seat and gathered his things, dropping his art book into his backpack. With everything tucked neatly away, they left the school. The air outside was still warm, and the sun beat down on their faces. The smell of late spring gently soared with the wind. Each step felt like it took great effort, as Noah gripped onto his chest. He wondered if he was starting to get sick. Need something to break the ice. Kaine doesn't look like he's going to say anything. Think, brain, think! So, what kind of things are you into? Noah stood between Kaine and August, but all of his attention was directed at the newcomer. I don't really think I'm into anything very interesting. Your hobby is way cooler. We've moved around so much, I never got into any clubs or anything. But I do like reading and taking photos. That's cool. I like reading too. Since when? Since always, Kaine. I don't remember the last time I saw you pick up a book. Don't air his dirty laundry, damn. I do have a life outside of when you see me, you know. What, really? He feigned shock, but Noah just rolled his eyes and looked back towards August, who was laughing at their antics. You two are really good friends, huh? Probably the only person who could put up with him. I'd say it's the other way around. Maybe we should have walked home without you. We'd all be walking the same way anyway. It'd be a little awkward. Whatever, I do like reading, so that's cool. And you like taking photos too? Yeah, my dad's been teaching me a little. Cool. Didn't realize you were so into photography too, Noah. Will you just shut up already? To be honest, I'm nowhere as good as my dad is. Anyway, it's a little embarrassing only talking about me. What about you, Kaine? Me? His only interests are good food and his own looks. Hey, tell me I'm wrong. I like cooking, and just because I use a moisturizer doesn't make me obsessed with myself. Who uses moisturizer? Don't worry, I do too. It's just you that doesn't, bro. Well, guess it's not that bad. Maybe I should try it too. You're being too obvious, babes. You already have such clear skin. You're really lucky. No, I think yours is a lot nicer. Oh, we can show August the shortcut. Kaine smiled, interrupting the conversation. Oh yeah, good idea. The shortcut? It's easier to show you, but if you take a left up ahead, there's a shortcut through a mountain that leads to behind Noah's house. And yours now. Really? That's amazing. Not that much shorter, but it's kind of pretty, I guess. Since when did you find nature pretty? Since none of your business. With a laugh, they made a turn into the greenery and left behind the sounds of civilization. As the sound of traffic dimmed, so too did the sound of the wilderness begin to settle around the trio. August looked around in wonder with wide eyes. It's beautiful. This really is a beautiful town. I'm sure you've lived in much cooler places than out here. Nothing ever happens, nothing ever changes. Well, we've lived in a lot of places, but nothing like this. I'm so jealous you get to see this every single day. Well, we can just walk this way together again, if you want. Not much choice if we're all walking the same way. Hey, Kaine. Kaine cut into the conversation, taking a few steps to walk ahead of the other two. Is he a bit jealous? The ground was uneven. Stones that once made up a path, broken and reclaimed by nature. Noah and Kaine had traversed this terrain all of their lives. August, on the other hand, watched the ground carefully, cautious for anything he could trip on. The ground's a little uneven, so be careful. If you need a hand... What? Before Noah could even finish his sentence, August stumbled over a tree root that had forced itself out of the ground. He fell forwards, straight toward the edge. With lightning speed, Noah grabbed August's hand and quickly pulled him back onto the path. Are you okay? Wow, that was close. I'm fine, I'm totally fine. Should have watched where I was going. Thank you, Noah. What would I have done without you? It's no big deal. Just be more careful. I will try, at least. Noah looked down to where his hand was wrapped around August's. It felt warm and comforting. He blinked a few times, staring at the place they had connected. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Noah quickly ripped his hand away and rubbed the back of his neck. Kaine turned away from the scene and continued onwards. August, ever with a smile on his face, raced to catch up. Quick, Noah, before we get left behind. We're nearly there. See that river over there? Whoa, a river as well? Once you reach the river, you know you're nearly home. See over there, through the trees? This really was a shortcut. In the summer, you can swim here too. If I'm here in the summer, then we should go together. Finally, they found themselves in front of their houses. Kaine waved the other two off and left quietly, which Noah found unlike him. Noah wanted to say something, but he couldn't think of what. Well, see you tomorrow. Do you want to walk to school together tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that would be cool. August smiled at him, soft and sweet. I'm glad. See you tomorrow, Noah. Noah found himself locked in place as he watched August walk back towards his house. It was only a few minutes later he managed to snap out of it and enter his home. Welcome home, dear. Did you have a good day at school? Yeah, it was alright. Let me take a quick look at your notes. Just want to make sure you're doing your work. I did it. You don't need to check them. Left them at school anyway. I'll bring them home tomorrow. Do you understand? Why? Do what your mother tells you to do. His father grunted from the sofa, still dressed in a suit from a hard day's work. Noah knew he couldn't argue with either of them. Fine, whatever. Did you notice someone new moved in next door? They both froze up, as if an uncomfortable subject was mentioned. Yes, unfortunately. The fuck do you mean, unfortunately? There's a new guy in my class, actually. We walked home together. Noah, you shouldn't be spending time with someone like that. What? Why? Yeah, I second that. Why? What do you mean, someone like that? Just listen to your mother. But why? He seems nice. My dear, you only have to look at them to realize, well, don't exactly fit in around here, do they? The fuck does that mean? How to say it? There's no woman in their house. I worry they're a little too feminine-leaning themselves, if the father is anything to go by. Oh my god, girl. Don't piss me off. It's not a good idea for us, for you, to be associated with someone like that. I don't know what you're trying to say. The boy's father turned up on our doorstep yesterday. Don't know how someone like him managed to afford a place here, but they obviously don't belong. Photography. Pfft. He should be getting a real job. Oh my fucking god, dude. That's right. They don't look like they have the money to be here. So we sent him off. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of the neighbors. Oh my god, dude. Now I understand the beginning of this game where he did not want anything to do with his parents, dude. He came to say hi and you threw him out? You don't need to put it like that, dear. If the son's anything like the father, then you're to steer clear of them. Something not quite right. Wouldn't be surprised if either one of them batted for the wrong team, you understand? This is just pissing me off, dude. Noah frowned at their words. But, no buts. Upset, Noah stormed out of the room. God, they make me so angry! Noah dropped his backpack to the floor and pulled out his sketchbook. Filled with anger, he lazily scrawled lines over a blank page. Why do they have to care so much about how they're seen? Maybe I should go apologize to them. No, dude, the hell? They should apologize to you! For some reason, one comment stuck in his head. They think August would like guys? I mean, he doesn't really seem like he would. They didn't even meet him. But it wouldn't matter if he did. I wonder if he does. His mind kept turning in circles, spinning and spinning, while his pencil dragged harshly along the paper until finally the lead snapped. Chapter 1: A Kingdom Thinly Veiled with Gold. We're back. Alone. It was an inescapable fact. He was unlovable, detestable, undesirable. Nothing he did could help him escape that. No matter where he went, those eyes filled with hate would follow him. Their gaze would burn him alive where he stood. Their words would pierce him like blades, stabbing down to his very core. His essence would darken and crumble away into nothingness. You deserve it, they would say. If you'd listened to us, this wouldn't have happened, they would scream. Why couldn't you be normal? A cry would sound. Even here, far beyond where those words could find him, he would still feel them. In his chest, in his mind, in his heart. You will always be alone. Always. No one else could love you. No one else could put up with you. So just crawl up in a ball and die already. Oh my god, dude. That's awful. Die. Just die. Noah slowly opened his eyes. He still sat in front of his easel. On it, a new canvas, still blank. His eyes darted back towards the painting that had appeared the night before. A nightmare, disgusting, warped. A reflection of a father who would never love his son, who could never love his son. It was beautiful. It was everything he'd ever wished for. He stood from his place, stretching out his sore shoulders. His bones creaked and ached from years of being bent over his work. Absent-mindedly, he picked up the remote and turned on the TV. How much time do you think has passed between now and high school? Background noise. White noise to fill the void where he had been left empty. But for some reason, he found his eyes trained on the screen. We now have permission to share imagery of the strange markings that have been appearing on the bodies of the deceased. On the screen, a man laid with his eyes closed, never to reopen. Vines wrapped around his arms, trailing up to his throat and finally growing onto his face. They centered on a flower in the middle of the man's forehead. Beauty in death. This man was found in his home late last night. Previously, his wife was found in the same condition. No way, is it Noah's dad? Police are still investigating whether foul play was involved. The camera zoomed out to show the rest of the man's face. Noah froze. His eyes traveled to his painting and back to the screen. It was his father. There was no doubt about it. Oh my god. Without second thought, Noah jumped to his feet and approached the TV. He held onto it tight, searching for some kind of answer. Was he sad his father was gone? No. But what I saw last night... So far, the police have not shared any leads. We'll keep you updated as the case unfolds. Is it possible? Did he die because of what happened yesterday, during the dream? But that wasn't really him. Just a shadow in a dream. Those words swirled around in his head, threatening to consume him. Questions surfaced one after another, but he couldn't think of a single answer. He felt as if he was going crazy. I need to talk to someone. Anyone. Kaine? But who would understand? Who would care? He had nobody after all. No, you have Kaine, dude! Kaine. Noah grimaced at the thought. All he did to push him away, all he did to make him leave, and now he needed him. What did I do with my phone? He searched high and low before remembering he'd put it in the bin. With a sigh, he reached in and managed to find it. He switched it on. 11 missed calls from his father. He deleted the records, and instead tried to call Kaine. Your service has been disconnected. Please visit us at... Fuck. Noah hung up quickly before slamming his phone down. Bills. There was always bills. The money he'd saved was reaching its end. Fuck, Kaine. Why aren't you here when I need you? He's probably at work. Of course he is. Noah's eyes glanced towards his front door. For a moment, he wondered what life would be like if he had a job, a family that cared, colleagues, friends, a life, perhaps a lover, or a pet. Before he realized it, his hand was on the doorknob. His palms were sweaty and his breath shaky. I'm not scared. It's not scary, I just hate it. At first he wasn't scared. He withdrew because he hated it. Hated other people. Hated their fake happiness. Hated that they had futures that were taken from him. He knew they were all liars, cheats, backstabbers. But now it had been too long. How many years since he last walked in the sunlight? Too many. Still, he turned that doorknob and stepped out into the bright light. A mirage of happiness spread before Noah. Sunlight fell upon his face. In the distance, a dark storm cloud rolled out. He raised a hand to cover his eyes, unused to the light. He thought it would feel good, the sun on his face after so long. But it didn't. It felt wasted on him. His eyes glued to the ground, Noah walked down the sidewalk, careful not to meet anyone's gaze. He wondered and wondered, every step further from his home, his comfort making his heart beat faster. I think I know where Kaine works. I should know the way. His uneasy steps continued. A group of teenagers came barreling down the path. He held his breath as they went past, waiting for them to say something to him. Only when they had long passed could he breathe again. He walked, and then walked some more, then just for good measure walked further. At this point, he was sure he'd been walking in circles. Every street, every shop, every house looked like the last. He thought he knew where Kaine worked, but he didn't. As it turned out, he knew very little about Kaine anymore. Overwhelmed with the sights and sound, he crouched to the ground, covering his face with his arms. At that exact moment, the heavens opened. Noah was torn between staying where he was and running to find cover, but in the end his legs wouldn't move. Couldn't. They made the decision for him. So stupid. Fuck. Why did I leave? If I'd just waited, he would have come over eventually. It's all just a stupid coincidence. My parents' death, the marking on my dad's forehead, that means nothing. Kaine would just laugh at me if he could see me now. A group of businessmen walked by him, chatting and laughing. Noah couldn't help but look away, embarrassed by himself. Look at him. Do you think he's homeless? That or a druggie. Better stay away. They laughed at him. Thought he was used to those words, but they still hurt. Noah looked up just in time to lock eyes with the one person he was hoping to see. Kaine! You guys go on ahead. Kaine's gonna go buy some drugs. Good luck, man. Asshole. Kaine ignored the others and jogged over to where Noah was still crouched on the pavement. Quickly tipped his umbrella to cover Noah. Noah, what are you doing out here? What's wrong? Kaine, I was looking for you. You should have called. Just lucky I happened to be walking past. My phone's dead. Didn't pay the bill. Right. Sorry. Should have guessed. My parents are dead. What? Kaine's face said all the words he couldn't think to say. Noah, I'm so sorry. I know you didn't have the best relationship, but how do you feel? About them being dead? Nothing. Even if you hate them, I'm sure you're not feeling nothing right now. I can't even say I hate them. It's been too long. I just burnt out. Don't have the energy to hate them anymore. Noah. With a frown, Kaine helped Noah to his feet, brushing off his clothes. Let me walk you home. We can talk on the way, okay? Noah nodded, unsure of where to start. It's not just about them being dead, it's how they died. This might sound crazy, but the world collapsed around them. And as they disappear, someone else stepped into the place they'd just been. Hello? Falling. That familiar feeling that could be felt in the pit of Noah's stomach. That feeling he hated. Just when he thought he'd be stuck in limbo forever, he suddenly stopped. Fields rolled on for miles and miles, a landscape that, while entirely natural, looked anything but. Noah stood up from the grass. Beside him, Kaine did the same. What the? Where are we? Kaine's eyes were wide as he searched around the landscape for anything he could recognize. Of course, he couldn't find anything, because this wasn't a place he'd ever been before. It was far removed from the reality Kaine knew. This is... Before Noah could begin to explain, his arms were suddenly ripped from his side and shoved roughly behind his back. 2 clicks sounded. They were locked behind him. Trespassers this far into the kingdom? We best throw them straight into jail. If the king finds out, he'll be furious. What? Jail? King? I think you misunderstand. We're just... Silence. A guard pushed him forward, causing Kaine to stumble. Noah noticed his arms were also handcuffed behind his back. We're not from here. This is a mistake. Shut up, vermin. Noah, start explaining. We're inside someone's dream. Have you eaten something funny? Look, I know I sound insane. Just look around you. Do you really think I'm lying? Do you think I have the energy to lie to you right now? You brought us here? No, I didn't. That's what I'm so confused about. I don't want to be here. I wouldn't choose to come here, but lately I've been dragged into dreams repeatedly without choice. Never used to happen like this. Kaine's face had long since drained of color. The guards continued to march forward, pushing them toward the castle. They ignored the words of the men dressed in strange clothes, deciding they were obviously crazy. Then, by it never used to happen like this, you mean? Ever since we were high school, I've been able to do it, to enter dreams. How? Why? I don't know. I have no clue. Why didn't you tell me? Why do I have to tell you everything? Kaine looked away, hurt by his words. How do we leave? You can leave once the dreamer is happy for you to leave. Then what do we do? What happens if they're not happy? Then they wake up and I don't know, die, I guess? What? Which wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. Noah, I'm not going to die in a place like this. We better work out whose dream this is. Well, maybe I could if my arms weren't handcuffed. Hey, let us go. They marched Kaine and Noah into the castle as the two struggled against their captors. The corridors twisted and turned, filled with darkness and stale air. Their footsteps echoed through the empty space as they walked between sets of bars. Noah glanced from cell to cell. In some, the people moved, skulking about in the shadows, tracking their movements. In others, Noah would have been surprised if the inmates weren't already long dead. Skin hung from their bones, much too scrawny to support their lives any longer. They laid in their cells, unmoving. Noah, this doesn't feel like a dream. This feels real. Because we're actually here. Our bodies aren't in the real world anymore. Guards finally stopped their march, pulling on Kaine and Noah's handcuffs. The metal bit into their wrists, leaving deep red marks that ache. Go ahead and rot in there. The handcuffs fell from their wrists with a click, and their backs were shoved hard with a blunt object, the hilt of a sword, Noah guessed. They stumbled forward, landing in a cell. The bars were swiftly slammed behind them, and the door locked with a key. This is a lot to unpack, dude. Hey, don't we get a trial or something? Don't ignore me! Hey, come back here! Crap. Behind them, they hung the keys from a hook just out of reach of the cell, as if to tease them with freedom. Shit, Noah, this isn't good. You don't say. Noah cast his eyes around the cell, till they came into contact with something. No, not something. Someone. A man sat leaning against a stone wall, chains keeping him from moving. Every cell in Noah's body froze. Not him. Why does it have to be him? Kaine's eyes followed Noah's before they settled on the man. Is that Mr. Floyd? Sure looks like it. So is it his dream? Probably. Do you want me to? I'll handle it. Wait, before either of us do any handling, can we talk for a minute? Sure, because we have time to spare. Just a minute, please. Noah crossed his arms, waiting for the questions to start. Why were we pulled in here out of nowhere? I have no clue. Like I said, it's never happened like this before. Every other time it was by choice. Which makes yesterday even stranger. What about yesterday? Noah weighed it up in his mind, wondering whether he should tell Kaine or not. Eventually, he decided to tell him the truth. I stopped coming into dreams years ago, and yesterday, just like this, I was pulled into one. It was my father's dream, I think. I saw him get shot, and this morning, he turned up dead. What? His eyes went wide. Are they connected? I don't know, maybe? Those markings that have been appearing, people dying in dreams. That's what I came to talk to you about. Anyway, let's just work on getting out of here, okay? Kaine nodded in response. Noah slowly approached the man, one step at a time. Eventually, he looked up from the ground and stared hard at Noah. Noah? Noah flinched. Of all the people he'd wished to see this man the least. Why? What did he do? Mr. Floyd, we need to get you out of here. Out? No, can't leave. Won't leave. Too scared. There's nothing to be scared about. This is a dream. You have the ability to alter it as you will. Come on, let's go. No, I can't. Fine. What are you scared of? The shadowy figure. He has a gun. Alarm bells rung in Noah's mind. He looked back toward Kaine, who was already frowning. No one's going to hurt you. He shook as if he were going to burst into tears at any moment. Noah sighed. Looks like I'll have to do this the hard way. Then let me help you. You'll help me? After everything? What everything, dude? What happened? Yes. Stay there while I work out how to get you unbolted. We'll leave together. Wait, Noah. I want to Apollo... Noah turned his back, uninterested in where the conversation was going. I'm so confused. Don't have any use for your apologies. If it were up to me, I would leave you here to rot. But Kaine doesn't deserve to share that fate. Get him unbolted and get the door unlocked. This should be interesting. What do? You get him out of here, then we'll be able to leave. You make that sound way too easy. Oh, it won't be. We're in a hurry too. If he wakes up... Right, let's look around. Escape. Okay. Well, on that note, things are getting very interesting, but I've been filming for too long. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourself, and as always, I will see you in the next one.